Hi, good morning. My name is Susan Ross, and I am doing a presentation on Victorian literature. We're going to cover three things: the historical time period, the authors who wrote during that time period, and the hero that I'm going to be talking about. Lord Tennyson was one of the authors during that time, and he wrote poetry. Jungle Book was written by Rudyard Kipling, and I also believe he also wrote Rikki Tikki Tavi. In addition to them is Lord Tennyson, and he is, again, a man who wrote poetry. Oscar Wilde wrote the fairy tales, and Charles Dickens, which is the author I studied, wrote Oliver Twist and Great Expectations. During this time period, which was the reign of Queen Victoria, there were a variety of things going on. Number one, in history, there was an expansion of England, which provided opportunities for more trade to other countries. In addition to that, it provided an opportunity for English to expand out of England. The literary content themes were more loss of faith, pessimism, and basically because there was a lot of industrialization going on and factories were coming up, but the pollution was staying in the city. And basically there was a glorification of the war, and the prosperity was determined by how you were born into it. Okay, the authors, as I said, are Oscar Wilde, Charles Dickens, Rudyard Kipling, and Robert Browning. My hero is going to be Oliver Twist. And one thing during the historical period was that the Englishmen believed that when they colonized in certain Asia and India and, of course, America, they thought they could actually convert the people that were living there into the idea of becoming an Englishman by doing proper behavior and proper speaking. Let's see. And I guess that's pretty much it on the history. Now, as far as Charles Dickens did most of his writing to a newspaper, and then at that time he used his audience to actually decide whether or not the chapter should change a different direction. Oliver Twist is one of my favorite. It's a young boy who is born into poverty because his mother comes with no identification. He grows up in an orphanage and goes to live in a workhouse where they feed the students or feed the young people there very little food and make them work 16 hours a day. The things that were going on in history were that the child labor laws were coming into effect, and also there was more rights for the women. The Oliver Twist basically was a young man who tried to make good decisions in bad situations, and those all proved to be a way to build or get to where he's supposed to be, which is actually being identified as someone whose father was very wealthy and whose mother died giving birth to him, and basically that's the story. So are there any questions? Thanks very much, and hope this all works.